Om. Let there be no doubt in yourself. Let there be no doubt in yourself. Let there be no thought in yourself. When this time is here, the time solely for yourself and self only. The time solely for yourself and self only, which tells you, I. We are going to ponder what that I is. In this meditation session, we are going to find out what that I is. That I is common among all people. That I is not anyone's personal property. That I belongs to nobody. That I belongs to nobody. That I is not coming from anywhere. That I is not going anywhere. That I is non-local. When you say I, when I say I, is the same I in different manifestation of I. A different manifestation can be Rita, a different manifestation can be George, a different manifestation can be Yes, a different manifestation can be Kim. All these are different manifestations. A different manifestation can be Bridget. A different manifestation can be Josh. A different manifestation can be Brittany. All these are different manifestations. These names that I just mentioned, these names are the metaphor to demonstrate the manifestation of I. But each one of these beings, when they say I, that I indicates that I points out the same I is the God's eyes. If you are a religious being, there is nothing wrong with that. But for you, it is the God's eye. If you are a spiritual being, there is nothing wrong with that. For you is the consciousness or the sense of self-awareness or I am. This I is non-local. This I dwells in everything in creation. This I dwells whether it is created by the nature or it is man-made. I hope you understand whether it is created by the nature, whether it is given birth, whether it is given birth by life, or whether it is given birth by the life in a human form, and then human invents, and the human invents something. That something also has an I, because when human collects the material from the nature and bring upon something for us to use, it also has the energy of awareness. If you understand, everything in creation created by the life, given birth by the life, has the same I. Everything which is invented by the human, everything which is invented by the beings also has that I, also has that vibration, because the vibration, the I, the sense, the energy is transforming material which was given birth by the nature into a product. When I go in a deep state of samadhi, when I go in a deep state of meditation, when I go in a profound state of meditation and I keep my eyes open, after some time, when I am perfectly settled in a non-local awareness, which has no sense of any thoughts, which has no sense of any body, but the sense of I that we are meditating on today. I not only have that sense, but when I see an object, or when if I am looking at an object on the wall, it lights up, and the light goes farther and farther. The more my awareness is focuses on the object, the more light goes farther and farther. It's the light of awareness. If you are able to detach yourself during meditation from the sense of the body and all the thoughts that you understand as mind, you can experience this state. If you understand what I am saying, an ant, me, I am giving you an example. An ant, me, a rubber band. An ant has the same light. You see, I have the same light. The object metaphor rubber band also has the same light, because the rubber band is the invention of the being. The energy, the vibration passes through, just like that rubber band, which is a metaphor here. Everything in creation, whether it was given birth by human or whether it was invented, whether it was given birth by the nature, whether it was given birth more precisely by the life, or it was invented by the humans, it still has the vibration and energy. We ponder on that I. That I does not come from anywhere. That I is not going anywhere. That I is manifesting in different form and different shapes, but that I is the fundamental or the birth of entire creation. How we can imagine, or how can how we can how we can imagine, or how we can visualize, because human human mind wants to imagine, human mind wants to visualize, human mind wants to come up with a picture, human mind wants to come up with a form so it can rest for some time. But this I, as Shri Krishna, or Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, as Shri Krishna or Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, this I is non-local. This I is not in time. Fire cannot burn it. A storm, wind, or heavy air cannot blow it. Nothing can destroy it. This I is the sense which can be found in everything that there is, there was, and there will be, is the same sense. When this I takes the human form, it experiences the physicality, but the I itself was never born, as Lord Krishna says again in Bhagavad Gita, which is a sacred book in Hinduism, that I was never born. The I would never die. So the real you and the real me, when I say, is the same I. It was never born, it will never die. The real you and the real me was never born. It always is, it always has, it always will be. If you know what I mean, it's a sense. That's why in religious circles, they say God is omnipresent. That is why in religious circles they say God is omnipresent. That's why in religious circles they say God is omnipotent. A sense, if you understand, a sense is present anywhere because it has no smell, it has no physicality, it has no physical attributes attached to it. That's why it's omnipotent. Anything which does not have any physical attributes attached to it cannot be destroyed. That's why in the religious circle they say God is omnipotent, or God is omnipresent. Both. You see, omniscience, whatever the word we want to throw towards the sense of self-awareness or the pure consciousness. In Sanskrit, we can call it Chit, the Brahman, the ultimate Brahman, the ultimate reality, which runs through every experience. If you understand the experience you are having right now, it doesn't matter whatever the experience is. The experience you are having right now, it doesn't matter whatever the experience is. The experience of your own body, the experience of your surrounding, the experience of the being and the people around you is sense of self-awareness. This pure consciousness is running through every experience. Not only it is running through every experience, but it is giving birth to experience, you see. So when there is no experience, there is just consciousness, there is just self-awareness. Now you see the connection between the sense of I am, and the meditative state. That's one of the main reason, the more prominent reason that we are meditating on this I. We are meditating on ourselves. We are celebrating that a real I was never born and not subject to death or bodily demise, if you understand. That's why we are meditating on this potent sense of self awareness, pure consciousness, chit, or in religious circle, what we understand as God. In spirituality, more precisely in the wisdom traditions, no matter where you go, it is known as Brahman. Oh. O Brahman, O the sense of self-awareness, O the pure consciousness, O the eternity, O the Almighty which has no attributes attached to it, lead us from darkness to light, Brahman. Lead us in your path, Brahman. Give us the strength so we can successfully shed our karma. O Brahman, O the limitless, O the boundless, O the sense of self-awareness, O the Almighty, lead us from untrue to true. O Brahman, O the limitless, O the boundless, give us the strength to achieve moksha. Give us the strength to achieve liberation. Give us the strength to achieve mukti. O Brahman, the one who are struggling with the behavioral problems, unfortunately, the one who are struggling with anxiety, the one who are struggling with depression, the one who are struggling, unfortunately, with different type of disorder. O Brahman, the energy this Atman created in this communion with you, sacred, send this energy to those. I have plenty. O Brahman, the energy I produced in this communion with you, Brahman, O the Father, send this energy to those. O the Mother, send this energy to those who are struggling with disorder. Send this energy to those who are struggling with disease. Send this energy to those who really needs it most. Send this energy to those who are single and struggling to find a partner. O Brahman, lead these. O Brahman, lead these people in your path, Brahman, which is the path of ultimate freedom, which is the path of ultimate liberation, which is the path of light, Brahman, which is the path of eternity. Om Shiva Om Santi Om Shiva Namaskaram. Namaskaram to you. Namaskaram. Shanti to you. Peace be on you. O Brahman, lead my truth seeker. O Brahman, lead my truth seeker on this planet, on your path, where they can see the light of awareness, where they can see the light of you, Brahman, the chit, the the consciousness or the self-awareness. Lead these truth seeker in your path, Brahman. Lead these truth seeker in the path of liberation, in the path of freedom, in the path which has no fear, in the path which has no doubt in them, in the path which has no doubt in this Atman Brahman, O the Father, O the Mother.